We have done, I think, a good job solving most of it. I think removing Article 370 was step number one. Then restoring growth and economic activity and social justice in Kashmir was step number two. Holding elections, which were done with a very high turnout, was step number three. I think the part we are waiting for is the return of the stolen part of Kashmir, which is on the under illegal Pakistani occupation. When that's done, I assure you, Kashmir resolved.
So the first question is, one person you wish to have dinner with, Kim Jong-un or George Soros?
What was the first one?
Kim Jong-un, the North Korean.
I think this is Navratri, I'm fasting.
No wonder your 40 years of diplomacy is on your lips.
Is the Indian government looking to utilize this diplomatic momentum to strengthen more regional groupings such as SAARC?
The SAARC is an exception there. It's currently dormant because one of its members, who will remain unnamed, believes that they can practice terrorism at no cost.
Again, without mentioning any names, somebody's asked, as we speak today, the situation in India's western neighborhood is deteriorating at a fast pace. How is India preparing for such an unknown event?
In an unnamed country.
In an unnamed country. To the west of India.
There's some. We have a few countries.
There's more than one option.
Who are having problems of their own. The unnamed country to our west, which we are talking about, there are a lot of factors there. In multiple chickens are coming home to roost.
We're asked about India's downgrading in Freedom House and VDem and other democracy scores. In your response, you said, quote, "It is hypocrisy."
I thought you were supposed to ask me a question.
I am asking you a question. Okay. It is hypocrisy. We have a self-appointed custodians of the world who find it difficult to stomach that someone in India is not looking for their approval, is not willing to play the game they want to play. That doesn't actually answer the journalist's question. So I want to ask you again, are you concerned that perceived democratic backsliding in India is going to undermine its efforts to become a rising power in the world?
No, I think it answers the question if you would be objective enough to understand it. I think it says very clearly that the people who are writing these reports have a strong bias. Often they distort facts. Many of these reports are actually riddled with inaccuracies. So I put it to you, there's an ideological agenda out there. I don't know why that's hard to understand.
India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar welcomed his counterparts at the summit venue. All eyes were on his interaction with Bilawal Bhutto Zardari. He's the Foreign Minister of Pakistan. It was a cold and curt welcome by S. Jaishankar, just a namaste and a few photos.
We firmly believe that there can be no justification for terrorism and it must be stopped in all its forms and manifestations, including cross-border terrorism.
Only one SCO member is actively pushing cross-border terrorism, and that is Pakistan. So Jaishankar urged all SCO members to freeze terror finances. When Bhutto spoke, he took a jibe at India too. He said countries should not weaponize terrorism for diplomatic point scoring. A bit rich for Islamabad, we say. Forget weaponizing terrorism. This is a country that uses terrorism as legitimate foreign policy. But then again, what else can you expect from Pakistan?
A complete failure of a rogue nation who happens to be a nuclear power and unfortunate neighbor of us will be an asset to us or failure or a liability to us, sorry.
It is a reality to us, not a say in life you have what you have, I think Devendra ji said, like Pandavas could not choose the relatives, we also cannot choose our neighbors. We would naturally hope that good sense prevails, that, the practices of the past are not followed. That is our hope. And in diplomacy, it is important to be hopeful. But I would admit to you, it is a hope. Well, I don't want to comment on a person, but let me comment on the subject. We are not the biggest purchasers of Russian oil, that is China. We are not the biggest purchasers of Russian LNG. I'm not sure, but I think that is the European Union. We are not the country which has the biggest trade surge with Russia after 2022. I think there are some countries to the south.
ओ भाई मारो मुझे मारो मारो मुझे मारो मारो
We are a country where actually the Americans said for the last few years that we should do everything to stabilize the world energy markets, including buying oil from Russia. Incidentally, we also buy oil from America, and that amount has been increasing. So, quite honestly, we are very perplexed at the logic of.
We have won the war, and now we seek to win peace in our part of the world.
चलो भाई देखो अब मैं क्या करता हूँ.
Ladies and gentlemen, namaskar from the people of Bharat. Major international terrorist attacks are traced back to that one country. UN's designated lists of terrorists are replete with its nationals. Most recent example of cross-border barbarism was the murder of innocent tourists in Pahalgam in April this year. India exercised its right to defend its people against terrorism and brought its organizers and perpetrators to justice. Having a neighbor that is an epicenter of global terrorism for decades now.
Real TV Pakistan, if you would like to entertain my question also. Okay. How about Kulbhushan, first of all, and India and Pakistan have been accusing each other about terrorism. Hina Rabbani, as you said, yesterday, she brought out this.
Could you come to the question?
My question is, how long South Asia is going to see this terrorism disseminating from New Delhi, Kabul, and Pakistan? How long they are going to be at war, number one? And secondly, how about the UN Security Council resolutions on Kashmir? Does India abide by it or not? Thank you.
You're asking the wrong minister when you say how long will we do this, because it is the ministers of Pakistan who will tell you how long Pakistan intends to practice terrorism. So, look, at the end of the day, the world is not stupid, the world is not forgetful. Oh, okay. Look, on Kashmir, actually we have done, I think, a good job solving most of it. I think removing Article 370 was one step, number one. Then restoring growth and economic activity and social justice in Kashmir was step number two. Holding elections, which were done with a very high turnout, was step number three. I think the part we are waiting for is the return of the stolen part of Kashmir, which is on the under illegal Pakistani occupation. When that's done, I assure you, Kashmir solved. They have a history with each other, and they have a history of overlooking that history.
My question is just in continuation to the Canada topic that you addressed. What would be your response to the latest reports that have come in where it is said that intelligence was shared amongst the Five Eyes about the assassination is what they're calling it. And the other thing is apparently the FBI has told U.S. Sikh leaders that there are credible threats to them. So just wanted your reaction to that.
I'm not part of the Five Eyes. I'm certainly not part of the FBI. So I think you're asking the wrong person.
Pakistani Minister Hina Rabbani Khan is talking about a dossier and allegations against India coming from a country that hosted Osama bin Laden. Your thoughts on this?
Reminded more than a decade ago, if my memory serves me right, Hillary Clinton was visiting Pakistan, Islamabad. And Hina Rabbani Khan was a minister at that time. And I think standing next to her, Hillary Clinton actually said that if you have, I'm giving you the sense, it's not an exact quote, that if you have snakes in your backyard, you can't expect them to bite only your neighbors. Eventually, they will bite the people who keep them in the backyard. But as you know, Pakistan is not great on taking good advice. You're asking the wrong minister when you say, how long will we do this? Because it is the ministers of Pakistan who will tell you how long Pakistan intends to practice.
If we want to see the success of multilateral institutions, the success of multilateralism, the success of this very council, then surely you can aid in this process and allow for the implementation of UN Security Council resolutions. When it comes to the question of Kashmir, prove that multilateralism can succeed. Prove that the United Nations Security Council, under your worthy presidency, can succeed and deliver peace in our region.
चलो भाई, देखो अब मैं क्या करता हूँ.
While we search for the best solutions, what our discourse must never accept is the normalization of such threats. The question of justifying what the world regards as unacceptable should not even arise. That certainly applies to state sponsorship of cross-border terrorism. Nor can hosting Osama bin Laden and attacking a neighboring parliament serve as credentials to sermonize before this council.
Before you said you're a diplomat, but several weeks ago you called Pakistan, your neighbor, the epicenter of terrorism.
Well, I did it again today without using the word Pakistan.